Hey everyone, it's Nelson Miller here with PA Creative. Welcome back to our free mini course on making Divi responsive. In this lesson, we're going to be going over everything in the Design tab. So we're going to be looking at things like the heading text, the font size, the font family, the font weight, line height, all of that stuff. So let's get started and see what we can do with text and fonts and making our sites responsive on different devices. All right, the settings we're going to look at apply to pretty much all text in Divi. And this is going to be similar, in different modules, there's going to be a couple extra settings, but this is going to be pretty similar across all modules that have any type of text. So obviously the text module, let's start there. So here we go. We have all of these settings. We have just our regular text. We have links. We have bullet lists, numbered lists, block quotes. These are just, 5 to start us off here. But underneath each of these, we can change the font. We can change the font family to something else per device if we really wanted to. I don't know why you would do that. Now, font weight might be a little more, and these two go together. I'm not sure exactly why. I guess because some fonts have only allow certain font weights, so I think that's why these two are linked. But you'll notice that this tab only works for them. Okay, so then font style. Now this one is also linked because I think, again, fonts, some don't allow this, I guess. So again, if you have these three open for your text font, it's going to apply to a bunch of these first three here. So let's say, I don't know why, but let's say you want it italic on desktop but not on phone. Okay, so, or actually maybe I should say on phone, you want it to be all caps instead, or have an underline, you know what I'm saying? So you can adjust that for different devices. And again, these settings apply pretty much everywhere. Now, the ones that you're going to use a lot more, text color, that's going to change. Remember we talked about backgrounds. So if you're changing the background color or an image or overlay or anything like that, you're going to want to change their text color based on your device. And then the one that I think we should all be using, in fact, this section here, text size. So what I do a lot of times when I'm starting a site, I'll just come right in here and I'll say 20 pixels. And then I'll say right away, I'll go in here to tablet and I'll just, and I could change these later, but what I normally do to start, I say 20 for desktop, 18 tablet. Where'd it go? There it is, 16 for phone. And I wish I didn't do all that now, but there we go. So, and I'll just set them, right? And then what I do right away, I right click and make style default, okay? That's gonna apply to every text module for paragraph text on my entire website. Okay, that's pretty cool. So now in a blurb, for example, you're not using the text, you're using the body text, but you have the exact same thing, body text. So let's say I wanted to have exact same matching font sizes. You would want to go in here and do the exact same thing. Open this up and set it, and then hit right click and then make style default. Okay, that'll affect every body text for blurbs on your site. Now line height is another one. I like to set line height about 1.8. I do that by default for any type of text. But then there's also title text. And this applies to, text modules, any kind of module has these. So for each one, H1 through H6, you get to change your title sizes, line height. A lot of times I'll make titles 1.3. And then your fonts, how heavy the font is, all of that you can adjust for any device. So this is really amazing. All the features that Divi gives us for making our sites responsive. So right now we say Poppins bold, and we have it, this H2 is at 28, but if we wanted to go through and set all of our H2s, I do this a lot too. The first thing I do on sites, I go in here and set all of these. So right now it's just making it 28 across everything. Well, you don't want that. So you'd want to make it a little different for each device. So again, that's mostly the settings. Feel free to change them. This is this is essential for making Divi responsive. Making sure your font sizes are small enough to fit on a lot of different screen sizes. Obviously, different modules have a couple of extra areas of text here. You know, we showed you earlier, like caption text. You do the same thing for those. You know, with the blog, you have settings for the meta, you know, the date and categories and things like that. But overall, this is something you should be doing to make your sites responsive, especially just go in and set all of your font sizes. Do that right away when you start your sites. Do all the headings that you're going to use, decide on them first, and then make them all default, and you're going to be good to go, and you won't have to worry about it as you build your site. Okay, so that's an overview of the text styles and heading styles in Divi for making them responsive. And I guess probably the most important one there is the font size, because, you know, remember, if you leave it by default and you're not opening the toggles there, you're setting it, and it's going to be set for tablet and phone as well as desktop. So they can get pretty big. So remember to adjust those. That's probably the biggest takeaway, but have fun with all the other things as well if you want to. All right, we'll see you in the next lesson.